What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. We need to get ourselves some water. If we don't get our water situation taken care of, it's going to be a hell of a day. And so for right now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make bare minimum water for right now, because I don't want to use up my entire wood supply, kind of burning wood during the day when we might need it during a blizzard later on. But what I can do is, oh man, none of these have a good chance to make a fire, do they? Well, let's go ahead and use a book first then, because that gives us an 85% chance. We'll use some cardboard matches unless I got something better. The wood matches typically tend to be a little bit better than the, I don't know, those little matchbooks they give you, like when you go to Bevmo and get a cigar or whatever. I keep them around just in case I need to light some candles or something, but aside from that, I like the wood matches a little bit better. You ever lit an entire box of wood matches on fire? It's the best. Don't do that, kids. I'm not going to give you any bad. Don't do it. You're going to burn yourself to death, and it's going to be my fault, and I'm going to feel like an asshole. Don't burn yourself to death. That's what Splattercat says, but seriously, once you're an adult, you should definitely light a matchbook on fire. It's the best. Not one of the little ones with like 10 matches in it, like one of the big ones with like 500 matches inside of it. Set that thing on fire and watch it burn. Alright, so I need enough time to melt a couple liters of snow. 1 liter of snow will do for right now. Shouldn't take too long, I don't think. Okay, so there's our liter. Do I have tablets? Oh, I have tablets. I prefer to save those, though. Let me see if I can save them. The boiling should go a little bit faster than the initial preparation, I think. Yeah, the boiling's going to go way faster. You can hear that bubbling. You can hear it coming along, the bubba-dub-dub. Let's see here. When I was in college, I had a friend that had this bubbler. We call it the bubba-dub-dub. Anything? You should be careful about those proclamations. The devil be showing up, teaching you how to play blues guitar and shit. Like, I'd do anything for a drink of water. It's like, really? Would you play blues guitar for Satan for the rest of your life in exchange for your soul? And also, I would give you water so that you could be a well-slaked blues magician. Did I say magician? Musician. A blues magician would be pretty dope, too. I mean, it's just an extra act. So, like, when people are bored, you could do magic, but at the same time, when people are, like, around, then you could play, like, blues guitar, do a little bit of Robert Johnson, and then you'd be fine. You'd be good to go. That's what I'm referencing right now is the fact that Robert Johnson supposedly sold his soul to the devil to learn how to play blues guitar, because he's considered to be one of the best guitarists, like, you know how when they talk about fencers or people with swords, they always talk about, like, Miyamoto Musashi, and, like, there are, like, a number of guys who are really, really, really good at stabbing with swords, like Lichtenstein or Lichtenhauer or whatever it is. I think it's Lichtenhauer or whatever. There's a number of, like, sword masters that are frequently referenced when people talk about swords. Well, Robert Johnson would be that guy you reference. He would be, like, the Miyamoto Musashi of guitar. Like, the first time people hear his music, they're like, is there, like, 3 guitarists playing right now? No, that's him with, like, 2 hands just, like, going. And so anyways, because people were intensely superstitious back in those days, they used to say that he sold his soul to the devil so they learned how to play guitar like that because he played guitar unnaturally well. I mean, it's good for business. Everybody wants to meet the guy who sold his soul to the devil. Jesus. Alright, going back inside. Nope. That's a big ol' hell no for today. I'm going to be back inside. That storm, I will see you later. I don't deal... Nope, that's the type of weather there that I don't even pay attention to. But like, nope, nope, nope. I'll walk the hell on out. We should probably get rid of some of this weight that we're carrying around with us, too. It will affect us in the long term. So I wanted to get rid of... We will drop you, sir. We will drop you, sir. I'm trying to make a stockpile right now. Don't judge me. And then, is that all that I have? Did I use up everything else? Oh, I must have used up everything else. I've got 1 kilogram of sticks, and so I'll probably drop those as well. I'm not carrying around a whole lot of other stuff. I think most of our supply for right now is non-replenishable, which makes me feel a little bit nervous. We'll either want to craft ourselves a bow, or we'll want to find a gun before things get too rowdy. But for right now, I feel sort of okay about where we're at. I think that we'll be alright. Just sort of one of those little things. We're taking stock. We do have a lot of purification pills, which is really, really good. And so, if we get really desperate, we should be able to purify some water at the drop of a hat if we need to. I don't know why you're dropping your hat in a storm like this, though. Maybe because the wind blew it off? Still, wouldn't drop anything that keeps your body safe from the weather at this point. Go ahead and eat a couple of these little guys right here, although I would highly recommend that we probably go get some more cattail stalks later on. Everything's looking good right there. Cattail stalks, way up right now. Super high. In fact, I would say do not invest at this moment. Wait till they come back down. What's going on with this fire over here? I don't suppose you want to melt off a little bit more snow for me. If the fire runs out, I think you get to keep whatever you melted off already. I think. Also, you can use the embers, which makes lighting a fire a little bit easier. So we've got 2 liters of unsafe water. I'm actually going to take that, and with the unsafe water, I'm going to make a stockpile of unsafe water. Like, it's going to be like 30 liters of unsafe water in here. Now, there's really no point in making a giant stockpile on this map, because eventually we're just going to be leaving anyways. But I'm still going to organize things, put them around, make sure that I don't need any specific thing at any specific moment. And if I do, then I can find it rapidly, because Mommy taught me that you're supposed to organize things. My mom, total control freak. Like, everything in the house, we used to mess with her because she would have things like on the counter that were lined up perfectly. Like on the little, I don't know, like on the armoires or anything like that, decorative things that were perfectly lined up. And you could tilt a picture slightly, and you could see her. She'd get home from work, and she would see it on the wall. And she'd be like, and she'd fix it, and then you'd like tilt it back another time. Mess with her all the time. Pretty funny stuff. Ah, it's good to be. Oh, an orange sody. I missed it. Is this storm still doing its thing out here? Yes, it is. Apparently, this storm is never going to leave. I would really like to get something done today, but unfortunately, we're caught in a gale force blizzard, so... Is that what they're called? I don't know. We don't have snow where I live. Snow does not exist here. Like, we don't get that. It's not a thing. It gets really, really cold and really, really dry. So, like, what'll happen is you'll have, like, cracked lips, and your eyelids and shit'll hurt just because it's so dry out and so cold. But aside from that, not really a whole lot of... Let's go for another 3 hours. I'm gonna see if we can outrun this storm. We don't have much of an option, so... I'm gonna go for it. We got 3 hours of daylight left when we come up out of this. Maybe 4. I still hear the storm raging, so this might just be a total wash today. Might not be a whole lot we can get done. Yeah, it's looking like that's going to be the case. What we can do while we're over here, though, is we can have a look and see if maybe there's anything over here that we want to pick up. I mean, we could do some light scavenging. The big thing about survival and survival games is that you really just want to make use of all the time that you have. And so while today was a little bit of a bust because there wasn't a whole lot of things going on, we can still play like pick up sticks or something like that. So that's good. And as long as we keep ourselves covered, it looks like the storm's actually going away. Now, whereas a more irritable man would stop right now and be like, yeah, it figures. The storm's going to go away right when I need to go do some stuff and right when the sun goes down. I'm actually okay with that, because looking at the bright side, it means it's not going to get too cold inside. Keep that feather. I think we're probably going to... Hey, a down ski jacket. Hell yeah. Okay. I mean, if we can get ourselves equipped well enough, that's a major find for us right there, considering we have no type of shell over the rest of our clothing. That's going to be helpful. I would probably recommend that we repair it tonight and try to make it a little bit more... I don't know if we'll need leather for that, but if we can repair it tonight, that'll probably jump up to 2 to 3 degrees protection. And if we could have a few more degrees of protection, I think, you know, kids, always use protection. That's when you're out in nature, you need a shell around the rest of it. You gotta be like a Ninja Turtle. Survivors in a half shell of ski down. Usually when you want to get snow around here, you gotta go to like Tahoe or something like that. In general. I also think when you're this close to the ocean, you don't really get snow. I don't really know what snow has to do with the ocean, but I've lived near the ocean my whole life, and I've never seen snow. But it's been cold enough to where there should be snow. Like, it gets down to, like, maybe, I don't know, 18 degrees Fahrenheit here. It's just like there's never any snow. That's not an amazing sound. That's a sort of poopy sound. Although, it might work out for us. The wolves occasionally will kill deer. And when they kill the deer, they don't eat it all. And so then you get to come back and take the leftovers without needing a gun or anything. Oh, there he is right there. Okay, so we got our first wolf. The wolves respawn now. The last time we played the game, the wolves don't respawn. You would kill them on the map, and then you would be, like, done. I'm going to get a flare ready just in case. And mostly I just want to stay the hell out of the way of that thing. As long as it's on a deer, I don't think it should bother us. But that means we are going to have to be doubly careful. And that means just like, did I say careful? We got to be doubly careful while we work around. I don't know why I'm having so many weird acorns and speech problems today. I think it's got to be something to do with the fact I got woke up by a leaf blower this morning. It's Wednesday at my house right now. And every Wednesday, the groundskeeper that like lives here and like works on stuff, every Wednesday he walks around for like 13 hours straight leaf blowing, and he will wake you up. He starts at like 8 o'clock right outside your window, and he just goes all day. And anytime you get woken up by a leaf blower, I firmly believe that you cannot have a good day after that. Like, everything is going to go wrong from that point forward. It's just something unlucky about being woken up by a leaf blower that does not work for me. So, we're in decent shape right now. We've got enough food to last a day or two. It's not enough to last a long time, but it's enough to last some time. I think I will more than likely harvest this beanie. So let's go ahead and rip that thing apart because the extra cloth, I bet it's going to take us at least 2 cloth to repair this. If I wanted to repair this, what's it going to take me? It takes 1 cloth? Oh, and we've got an 82% chance of success? Well, do it. It's going to take forever to fix, so you might as well do it now, and we'll just kill the rest of the shit we failed. Oh, you lose the materials now when you fail? Ew. That sucks. That's brutal. Oh, man. I have never failed so many 82% tasks in a row. Like, for real, the gambler's fallacy is real right now. Like, I really just want to flip out and just be like, no, the game is cheating, and I hate it. I hate I'm going home, and I'm never coming here again. Take that stupid casino. I think I can rip this thing apart, too. For 10 cloth? Hell yeah, rip that thing apart. We don't need it. There's another one laying on the floor over there. You're perfectly fine. It appears as though we're hungry. At least the game's trying to tell us that we're hungry. We're not actually that hungry, but we're kind of hungry. I'll probably eat some crackers, but that's going to be before I drink some water. Or after I drink some water. You know, chronologically, these dry you out. So you want to, like, drink the water first, then do that. Because you don't want to have death by crackers. That would suck. Like, you'd be the only survivalist in the history of ever to die from a cracker. You'd be like, mwah. Well, let's see here. I know the joke you want me to make, but I'm not going to make it. Let's see here. I would really, really, really like to repair. I don't know if maybe I need some light or something to repair better. Temperature looks like it's going to hold steady for us, so that's good. There's one thing I like. It's a steady temperature. We're still looking pretty thirsty, though, so I'm going to go in on that. I'll probably drop some of these sticks on the ground over here. I think they increase the weight of sticks. I can't, like, guarantee that they've increased the weight of the sticks, but they feel heavier to me. Just looking at the numbers that it's quoting right now, the sticks definitely feel heavier. So we'll put those over there. You should be able to, yeah, you can move stuff around now just in case you wanted to. I don't know. We could put a bunch of sticks in the bed, play a practical prank on somebody. Oh, man. Now the stick is in the bed. No, don't do that. I need that for later. Now the stick is stuck. Oh, man. One keystroke and everything changes. Damn it. Now I got to sleep in a bed full of sticks. Luckily, we got lots. I'm going to sleep on the top bunk. Everybody used to fight over the top bunk when I was a kid. Like, if somebody had a bunk bed, people would be like, I get the top bunk. Like, it's just, it seemed like the thing everybody wanted. So now I should be able to force a wind through right here. And in forcing the wind through, we should be good. Come on. I expect you to repair the ski jacket right now. How you know how to repair a ski jacket, I'm not really sure. If you would ask me to do that, I'd be like, how? You can even do that? Just go buy another one. I can't do that. But anyways, apparently our survivor is, like, incredibly good at everything. Actually, I'm probably going to repair it twice. I mean, you get 30% per repair, and we're basically on the edge already. So we might as well do it now while we've got the time. And stop fiddling around with, there we go. And so now we should have enough time left to sleep. That's going to give us 2 degrees Celsius of warmth, and it's also going to give us wind chill bonus. This is going to be the stuff. How tired are we right now? We're actually not that tired. I could probably stay up for a little while repairing other things too. And since we have so many objects that are in really, really bad shape, I would highly recommend it. We started out in this playthrough. Always check your gear when you start a playthrough in this game. Because legitimately, you start with bad gear sometimes, and we had one of those starts where everything's kind of messed up and at 50% integrity is just not working very well. And so you want to make sure you go through and repair your stuff before you have like a ton of adventures or anything like that, because sometimes 1 to 2 degrees can save you, and repairing your stuff can definitely give you 1 or 2 degrees more when you're trying to stay alive over the long term. So there we go. Everything is fixed. We've still got 8 hours to sleep. Lucky me. See, I'm an insomniac. I don't sleep much. And so I could probably rip these apart. How long is that going to take, though? An hour 15. It'll give us some leather, though, which is really, really nice. The leather would be fantastic because later on we might find some things that require leather to repair. And I always find that I'm a little bit low on leather when I play this game for whatever reason. So we're peckish. We have dry mouth. Let's drink some water real fast. Let's drink the water. I will more than likely eat these candy bars real quick. Just try to keep the hunger threshold up. It starts applying like random debuffs to your carrying capacity if you don't keep yourself like adequately full. And so, you know, the calorie system, I think they could probably revamp it a little bit. I don't know how they could do it better though, because I'm not the kind of guy who has ideas. I just bitch about things. But I don't know, the calorie idea, I've always felt like it could be done a little bit better. Never sleep for more than like 6 or 7 hours in this game. Just that's my personal advice, having played quite a bit. I mean, I've played probably about 60 hours at this point, which is not very much compared to what a lot of people have played, but it's still a lot of time to spend on one game. Never sleep more than 6 hours, though, because you'll die of thirst in your sleep. It's not something that I necessarily agree with, but it is a thing that is part of the game that you have to deal with, and so be ready. It's going to happen. I'm going to give it 4 hours. If we get another storm today, it's going to be really, really bad. I mean, if we get another storm today, I think we're probably going to die. Now that we're back up, what we want to do for today is we really, really need to have an exploration day. So let me check outside. Doesn't sound like the weather's going to be too bad, but the earlier parts of the day, it's going to be kind of cold, so maybe I'll sleep for another couple hours and then we'll check it out. If we catch another blizzard today, I think we're going to be in a really rough situation. If we catch another blizzard, I'm almost positive we might starve to death because there's still resources around I can tap into, but in the early game, you really need the game to go easy on you as far as the weather goes, and we have just not been that guy today. Like, we have not been lucky with regards to that. So, since the weather has decided to conspire against us, for right now, I'm going to eat this energy bar real quick. Yeah, it sounds like we got another blizzard coming in. Shit. Just cannot get lucky here with the weather. Let's go outside and see how bad it is. And just get a feel for it. It's pretty bad. Minus 21 is not going to be manageable. You're going to freeze to death before you can get to any other major location. And so essentially we just got to sit around and do nothing now. Let's go ahead and we'll go a couple hours. You just got to outwait the storm, but I mean, if it stays all day, it stays all day, and there's nothing I can do about that. It would suck to die early in this playthrough due to RNG. I don't hear any wind. All I hear is the creaking of the building, so we might have gotten something now. Let's have another look. Yeah, that's workable. There we go. Much better. So let's go off on an adventure, shall we? That's way, way, way more workable. But sometimes I've lost a couple characters just like in weird, freakish ways due to the game just getting super cold all of a sudden, killing you off. And like you can't go outside for like 5 days straight. You just have to sit around and you don't have any extra supplies or anything like that. We're going to get the dead body picked up over here. I'll probably pick up sticks as I move along, just in case we have to bed down at some other location that has a furnace, but none of the other little supplies that I want. So we'll go ahead and take as many of these sticks as we can. Each one of these gives you 8 to 9 minutes of warmth, I think. We don't have a hatchet. We're still looking for one of those. We want to watch out, be very, very careful, because there was a wolf over here a little bit ago, and he might still be in the area. The way that I would prepare for that is by taking out your lovely little flare right here. Yeah, and there's the wolf right there, or at least the wolf's victim. We can make use of it. How much meat is left on this thing? I don't have a knife, so we can't even check. I'm going to run off to the little tunnel on this side. I would highly recommend while you're exploring that you do not sprint. Sprint in short amount. This is one of the changes that they made to the game that I felt was a little bit at odds with itself. The game now has 2 stamina meters. And so it has your exhaustion meter, and it also has a sprint meter, where you can only run for so long before you have to stop. And when the sprint meter empties out, it's also a lot harder on your exhaustion meter. And so anyways, the game used to just make your exhaustion meter go down like 3 times as fast when you were sprinting. But I guess that system wasn't good enough for whatever reason. Like, I'm not trying to be nitpicky right now, but I feel like the game has one too many meters as far as exhaustion is concerned. It's just my opinion. I'm like, well, you already had a meter that represented your exhaustion, so why do you need 2 now? And it keeps players from running a lot, which just makes kind of the game into a walking simulator a lot of the time. Some people like this, some people do not. I don't know what would, make somebody enjoy walking super slowly through a game, but I'm not one of those people. I like running around and getting shit done and just being like, hoorah, because I'm a runner. So anyways, it doesn't really strike me as unreal to be running around. I run 5 miles. Oh, shit, there's a wolf over there, and he's already got us. All right, you little prick. Sooner or later, he's not going to be afraid of the flame anymore. And so what we need to do for right now is get him run off. I'm trying to make use of the stuff that we have over here. But sometimes that's easier said than done. We got a crowbar on this side. That should run him off for a minute. Let's go ahead and grab what we can out of the first aid kit. Obviously, candy bars go in first aid kits. I must have packed this first aid kit. I'll be like, you know what this kit needs? This kit needs candy. Bubblegum and taffy. Skip to the sweet shop with my sweetheart Sandy. Got my penny saved because I'm a sugar daddy. I'm a Hugh Crullen. She's my Jessica Tandy. I want candy. I do like MC Chris a lot. I don't know if you guys got that. Oh, there's a hunting knife over here. I would have missed that too. So that's a major come up right there. Hunting knife is exactly the sort of thing that we needed in order to survive long term. The pry bar will be nice because it allows me to get into things that I'm not supposed to be inside of. Like things that have been locked by people who fear burglars and thievery. Well, when burglary and thievery become your only means of survival in this game, I'm hoping he doesn't go after that wolf. And if he does, we got to get past that wolf right now before the wolf... I'm sorry, past the deer. Deer, wolf, they're all animals that walk around in the forest all majestically, and people make shirts of them that they sell for like 89 cents at truck stops. Alright, there might be a hatchet inside a building over there, I think. There's a building over there. Ooh, are those saplings right there? We need those. Hold on, let me go get a sapling real fast. I can make a bow. I've never played around with a bow in this game. Never had a bow, not even one time. And so these little saplings, I think these are what allow you to make a bow. Oh, you need a hatchet. Okay, you can't just like rip it up out of the ground. It's like He-Man, that thing. It's like, rah! The power of He-Man. It's actually pretty warm right now. We got 5 hours of daylight left. So I think we're in really, really good shape. At least I know where there are saplings now. So that's going to be a bonus. That's something that we'll want to keep an eye on. The flare is giving me warmth at the moment. If you're wondering why my warmth is so high, you can pop a flare if you're in a dire situation. And it'll actually raise the temperature by like 4 or 5 degrees or something like that while you walk around. It's not much. It just ain't much. There it is right there. So that's the building that I was looking for. Sometimes that one has a hatchet inside of it, so we might want to look at that. We've got enough time left to where like it's going to get dark pretty soon, and it's unfortunate we wasted so much daylight today just sort of like dealing with that blizzard. But I think that for where I am, this thing almost always, not always, but usually has a hatchet inside of it, so we'll check. There it is. Cool. So we've got a hatchet. Now would be the time that we should go back for those saplings and try and get ourselves arrows and bows and things like that made, although, ooh, Raiki mushroom. Or Raishi mushroom. There we go. Raishi mushrooms. Hooray! Anything that I can eat. Never turned down a free meal in the wild. I've eaten miner's lettuce. I've eaten all kinds of random stuff from scorpions to, you know, whatever. Just as like a test to see if they taste good or not. I know vaguely what things are edible in nature around where I live. Vaguely. I mean, if I had to survive, like if society crumbled, I guess, and all I had was the hills around town, I mean, there's a lot of raspberries and things like that out there too, so you'd probably be fine for right now until animals started coming back. I think I'd be more worried about like people shooting me and stuff like that than anything else. I'd be like, that was my raspberry bushes. You can get up out of here now. I'm picking up my raspberry bushes like a lazy bear. Get up off my land now. You stay here now. We do have a lot of hillbillies out here. If you drive out into the country, that's basically all you can hear is gunshots and like woo on the breeze. I went out like way out into the country where I live to a place where I used to hang out when I was a kid with my friends. Took my girlfriend out there because she's not from around here. It's like a really, really nice little woodland thicket type area. And no sooner were we out there more than 10, 15 minutes, and you start hearing baka, 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 like one hillside away. And I was like, ah, shit. And I was like, it's on the opposite side of the hill, so I'm pretty sure they're not going to hit us. At the same time, we should probably go. Because who knows, at any moment, the random woodland folk who are right now enjoying annihilating stumps and anything else they can find with their firearms may eventually sit down in a new location, which is aimed directly at us. This looks a little bit different right now. Hey, okay, cool. I mean, that's the place that I wanted to go. And so that's perfectly fine. I mean, I'm not littered. I littered on a deer. How do you guys feel about that? Does it upset you? Does it make you deeply and darkly upset? Either way, sometimes you got to litter on a deer. It looks like he pooped a flare right there. Like he was like, I'm just a deer running through the foot. Oh, I pooped a flare. I'm like, who poops a flare? That seems like it would be like one of those extremely hot poops. You'd be like, magnesium shits. God, that would suck. If there was a hell, I'd figure that'd probably be one of the punishments. Like, your punishment for all eternity, magnesium shits that light on fire the second they touch air. I'm like, oh, man. And your butt is now a fire striker. I'm like, damn it. A frictional fire striker. Story of my life. Is there a gun in here? If there's no gun in here, I'm going to cry. Oh, there's no gun. That's so bad. So that means that the gun is either not on this map, or the gun is over at the railway, or the gun is inside the dam. It's at the ranger station. It's in one of the bunkers, which may or may not be here. I usually don't look for bunkers because they're not consistent, and so it's not worth it going and looking for them most of the time. Simply based on the fact that you expend a whole bunch of time looking for something that may not have spawned. We got a Band-Aid, a couple of good things in here, some beans, some rifle ammunition. So if I get really desperate, maybe I can throw those at my enemies and be like, ah! Oh, another one laying on the floor. Somebody's bad at organization. Well, we're about out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Longest Dark, or The Long Dark, or Your Long Dark, or My Long Dark, or whatever. I'll see y'all later. Hi to everybody.